In this lesson, I went ahead and put the unit circle because guess what? We're going to need it. And I know you guys are excited about this because it's your favorite part of math. Unit circle. Honestly, I guess I get pumped up when it has to do with triggering the unit circle. I don't know about you guys, but that's probably one of my favorite things. So let's go over it. So our objective, now we're dealing with limits with trigonometric functions and direct substitution. So if we're using direct substitution, more than likely, honestly, on the AP test, when trig shows up for the calculator portion, it's going to be unit circle value. So you got to know your unit circle. I don't know if you're going to be testing on the computer, if it's going to be testing on paper. You need to know your unit circle regardless, because when you go to college and you take calculus there, guess what? The difference between an A and a B, at least when I was there, like on every test, seemed to be, did you know the unit circle or not? So a lot of the students that got B's, just because they didn't know the unit circle, they knew how to do calculus. So make sure you know that. So enough ranting, let's go over this one. So direct substitution, the limit is x approaches pi over 2 of sine of x is sine of pi over 2, which I already know is 1, because remember, x is cosine, and y is sine. So let's go over to pi over 2, which is right here, and look at the y value. It's 1. So that's why that one is 1. So this limit's 1, and that's it. It's that easy. We could try cosine of pi over 4. Cosine's the x value. Pi square root of 2 over 2 is your answer. Let's look at an interesting one. Cotangent. So do you remember cotangent is cosine. Let me just write it out. Cotangent of pi over 6, which is cosine over sine. Let's just say sine of pi over 6 was 0, then this limit wouldn't exist. So you do have to pay attention to that. Cotangent and tangent do have those vertical asymptotes. But sine of pi over 6 isn't 0, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. So cosine is the square root of 3 over 2. Makes sense. It's close to the x-axis, so the x value is square root of 3 over 2. And the sine is 1/2. Flip and multiply. So I'm just flipping this 1/2. And the 2's cancel, and you're left with the square root of 3. And then secant, same idea, just remember secant 1 over cosine, or just flipping the cosine value. So it's really just a good review of that unit circle, which is a great idea before we continue on, because we're going to have to see that with derivatives and other things.